fortunate in this area, Montgomery County, because we're in a school district that has excellent schools in comparison. But that's how you know. That's how you find out.
So why don't we do away with the independent school districts and just, it's the state-run, state-mandated schools. You're already deciding how much the teachers are getting paid. You're deciding.
No, we don't. No, the state doesn't.
You're giving the
money.
money.
There's a minimum salary schedule.
You're giving the money. There's a lot of stipulation that goes along with that.
No, the state is not giving the money. It's not the state's money. It's taxpayers'
Exactly.
money. Okay? And that's why they're independent school districts. They don't want the state to say that you'll do this, this, and this, and this. In fact, my attitude is with, I think we've got like over 1,200 school districts, which that's a lot. But they're independent school districts. And what I like about that is different one can do different things. And how are you going to find out what the best way of doing something is? Give everybody an opportunity to do it their way.
No, you find out what the economy is.
In fact, I thought that, holy mackerel, there might be one good idea out of the Obama administration. They call it race to the top. And I thought they're going to look at what each state is doing in terms of education reform. And I think Texas is one of the best states doing that. Just because we have some advantages other states don't. But then I found out it was the application was, how close can you come to what we think you should be doing? So it was a compliance issue. And they listened to me. This is I called the governor's office, and I said we shouldn't be doing this.
Representative Eissler,
yes, sir.
You voted for all-day pre-K. Can you explain what that
I voted.
Please explain what it really is and why did you vote for it?
Okay, I voted to try it. Okay, because I'm open to. And there's research. There was research that said that could be a good thing. It didn't turn out. The bill didn't turn out the way I thought it would. Okay, and.
But we can research things all day long.
Well, is
research just a justification for anything?
Research.
I mean, if somebody researches something to convince us, is that why we vote for it?
No, because if there's enough potential good in it, you can try it. You do a pilot program first, and that's what that was a $25 million pilot. But the bill got changed to where it got so similar to current practices that the governor said, we don't need a separate program for this, and it got vetoed, and the money got put into grants.
Right behind you, Rob.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am.
I have an A and B since my hand got ignored from the beginning.
Well, I'm not the one who's doing the calling, right? I think
A would
Mr.
be,
Bagner's doing that.
are you endorsing anybody for the governor's position? And B is I think you said this.
Okay.
Go ahead and answer that.
No.
No. And B, I think you said this would be your fifth term.
Yes.
Is there any decision you, looking back over these last terms, that you wish you had decided differently?
You can list them all.
Well, we got time.
There you go. That's one of them.
Get you to public.
No, I mean you, the number one.
That's one of them.
The number one decision that you.
Oh gosh. It's funny. I hadn't.
Try to forget.
No, I mean, no.
Hello, Brian.
Yeah, Brian has some others for me. Specifically, you always wish you had looked at something maybe a little bit differently, and gee, it was a great idea at the time.
What about subsidizing refrigerators for small business owners?
That's one of the coolest things you can do.
Go ahead.
There's a freeze on that.
That would be me.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's say you don't get reelected. And experience is good, but if it's not good experience, then what do you do? And I don't know, because I just moved to Texas. So everyone, I have all this experience. I've been here doing this, working for all y'all for all these years, and as if that's like some kind of criteria that y'all that in a bag of chips. So I'm saying is, I'm new to Texas,
Okay.
and I know you've been here for a long time, and so I'm saying, let's say you don't get elected, what are you going to do? If you,
yeah,
if
get
you've
some
been
sleep.
serving Conroe, because you are a servant of Conroe, correct? Would you continue to serve
Probably.
in some capacity? Or would
Probably.
you go into, you know, some other, have you thought about that? If you don't get elected, what would you do?
Not specifically, it would be a different routine, and, well, as I said, when I was president of the Rotary Club, and the best job in the Rotary Club is to be the past president, right? Because you're supposed to, you know, you just show up, eat lunch, and the president at the time said, Rob, can you help us out with programs? I said, sure, I'll be happy to, thinking temporarily. 7 years, I was the program chairman in the Rotary. So,
I'm trying to figure out, what are you passionate about that if you didn't get elected, you could actually, you know what? I'm not doing this, so I can finally do something I'm really passionate about, make a difference.
well, I've been pretty passionate about education,
So you would like maybe pursue that path?
probably.
Yeah. I'm just curious, because everyone that talks has been in serving their, you know, their
Country.
constituents for so long. You know, I just want to know, what would you do? So,
I'd still be serving. I mean, you know, I would say, you know, I've been in a lot of volunteer organizations. I mean, maybe I go back to coaching basketball. That was fun. I did that for almost 20 years.
did you win?
Not every game. And they learned from the ones they didn't.
Okay.
Rob, back behind you.
Oh, wait, then you're,
The
Yes, sir.
question about illegal immigration. We all know that schools are forced to take illegal immigrants and basically educate them or attempt to. So the question is what role does the state play in that? How can the state basically say that we don't want to do that? And then the second portion of that is bilingual education. I mean, I'm a firm believer in immersion. And ultimately, by doing bilingual education, you come to this belief that you can allow a student to stay Spanish speaking and never have to even
Never get
have
back to
immersion
the-
where he
Right.
learns English
Right.
and so forth. So those are the two questions that we should.
well, I love, well, I love what Rick Perry has been doing and the stance he's been taking on that. As much as it's the federal, but, you know, we're basically tired of waiting for the feds. I mean, we've got one of the largest borders, and I think we're getting tired of the ineffectiveness of the immigration fund. I'd like to see more done. I just assume